The world we live in today is hectic and full of surprises. Surprises can sometimes be good and they can sometimes be bad, but most of the time, a surprise is unexpected. One thing that you would not expect is to be told that you have a disease. Today, I'm going to be talking about heart disease. One fun fact that you probably didn't know is that heart disease is the number one killer in the world. That's right, you heard me right. It is the number one killer in the whole world. According to Millie Brown, more than 40% of all deaths are due to heart disease. I'm Mallory Badillo, and I am a pre-med student at Houston Baptist University. I have been interested in the heart ever since I was a little girl. I want to become a cardiac surgeon in the future, and I just feel that it's very important that people are knowledgeable about heart disease just so that they can better take care of themselves. Today I'm going to be talking about what heart disease is specifically, the signs and symptoms that you could be looking out for, as well as what you can be doing today to better help yourself so you don't increase your chances of getting heart disease in the future. There are more than 50 types of heart diseases in the world. According to Benjamin Wedgerow, heart disease is referred to as various types of conditions that can affect the heart's functions. Now, 3 types of heart disease include high blood pressure, coronary heart disease, and stroke. Now, these are apparently the 3 top heart diseases that affect the world's population, according to Danielle Dawlings. So, now that you know a little bit about what heart disease is, you may ask yourself, how do you keep an eye out and, how do you check and see if you have a heart disease? Well, most of the time, heart diseases will have signs and symptoms that you can look out for, but not always. There are some that don't have signs and symptoms. So, some specific symptoms that you could be looking out for includes chest pain, arm pain, jaw pain, back pain, shortness of breath, but honestly, it just depends on the person and the type of heart disease. Sometimes signs and symptoms can even be different depending on if it is a male or a female. But it can also be the same, so you just have to know, keep an eye out for all of the symptoms. Now, for the heart diseases that don't have signs and symptoms, this is something that you would just have to, go to the doctors and get checked out. And if you go to the doctors, they can do a CT scan, which will show them, if your heart is having any problems or not. So now that you know a little bit about what you can be looking out for, you may ask, what can I do today to better, protect myself and so I don't increase my chances of getting a heart disease in the future? Well, in order to know what you need to do, you need to know what causes heart disease. So there are many different risk factors that can cause heart disease, and these include, smoking tobacco, being overweight, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and sometimes it can even just run in your family. So what do you do now? Well, if it runs in your family, you want to be aware. You want to know this about yourself, know your family history, just so that you're keeping an eye out for your signs and symptoms because you already have an increased chance of having heart disease since, it runs in your family. Now for those that are just, have underlying conditions, there's things you can do such as exercising, eating right, not smoking tobacco. These things can really, lower your chances of getting a heart disease in the future because, when you exercise, you get your blood pumping and your blood, clears out your arteries, so they don't get clogged. Eating healthy, you don't want to be eating junk food all the time. You want to pick your foods correctly, vegetables, fruits, just so that you're feeding your body correctly. So overall today, we learned what heart disease is, the signs and symptoms that you can keep an eye out for, as well as things you can do today to better protect yourself from, increasing your chances of getting a heart disease in the future. Now, heart disease is, it can be fatal, so you want to make sure you're aware, have knowledge in it, just so that you can protect yourself as well as, the people around you, your loved ones, your family, your friends. It's very important just to, know your body, know yourself. So if you're having shortness of breath or any of the symptoms that I said, it's best to go get it checked out by your doctor just so that they make sure everything's okay, correct. So just take care of your body, look up more stuff, about heart disease so that you're more aware. There are many different types of heart disease, and most of them are fatal if you don't take care of them. So make sure you're taking care of yourself just so you can take care of also your family and your friends and know look out for them. But take care. Thank you.